I never imagined I'd be the kind of man who walks away from someone he once cherished deeply. But when pride eclipses trust, love begins to wither. And that's exactly what happened with Sophia. We met in college, her vibrant laughter slicing through any crowd like a beacon. She was fearless, driven, and unapologetically herself. I was quieter, more introspective, perhaps the steady anchor that first drew us together. Her fiery passion sparked something alive inside me, while my calm presence offered her refuge, a stability she could lean on. For years passed in a whirlwind of shared memories, late-night talks, and dreams woven together, until we finally tied the knot in a simple ceremony beneath the sprawling branches of a countryside orchard. Surrounded by those we loved, we exchanged promises we believed were unbreakable. Or so I thought. Our early years as a married couple bloomed like spring after a long winter. We built a life side by side, both thriving, her in marketing, me in architectural engineering. We chased adventures, reveled in laughter, bickered over the smallest of things, and made up with the ease of people deeply entwined. To the outside world, we seemed like any devoted pair, bound by a connection forged from love and understanding. But beneath the surface, a subtle change was unfolding. Around the third year, Sophia began to drift away, not with anger or cruelty, but with an elusive distance that chilled me. Her phone was perpetually silent. Late-night messages would pull her away to whispered conversations behind closed doors. She lingered at the office longer than usual, and whenever I tried to ask, her words were sharp, defensive. "You're reading too much into this, Michael. I'm not your possession." I wanted to believe her. I clung to faith, hoping it would blind me to the cracks opening between us. But faith is not blindness, and reality refused to be ignored. One afternoon, returning early from a site inspection, I found her car parked outside. The house was dim and quiet. I thought she might be resting. But then I heard voices, hers and a man's. I didn't burst inside. Instead, I froze in place, heart pounding, ears burning as I caught their shared laughter, followed by a heavy silence and sounds that confirmed my deepest fears. I wasn't ready to confront them. Not yet. The next morning, she carried on as if nothing had shifted. She brushed a kiss on my forehead and brewed her tea. I watched her, feeling a strange sense of estrangement, as if the woman beside me was suddenly a stranger. That evening, I asked simply, "Are you involved with someone else?" She met my gaze without a flicker of hesitation. "What gives you the right to dictate who I spend time with?" she said, her tone steady, almost defiantly cold. It was as if I were naive for expecting the very fidelity our vows promised. Her words cut deep, not because of anger, but because of the unshakable certainty behind them. I didn't raise my voice, didn't plead or crumble. I just nodded and whispered, "Okay." That night, sleep eluded me. Lying beside her, listening to her steady breathing, I wondered how many secrets had been whispered in this very bed. I wasn't furious anymore. I was finished. In the days that followed, I moved with quiet determination. I consulted a lawyer, opened a new bank account, leased a modest apartment downtown, and packed only what I truly needed. One Thursday evening, while she was at work, I left a brief note on the dining table. Asterisk, you chose your path. I've chosen mine. I won't argue. I'm gone. Asterisk. I blocked her from every contact, erased our shared photos from my devices, updated my emergency contacts, and disappeared. She tried to reach me through my relatives. Even showed up at my workplace once, yelling in the reception that I owed her answers. But I'd already alerted security. They escorted her away before she could reach me. Later, I learned she painted me as possessive and emotionally harsh to our mutual friends. But I held the truth, a trove of screenshots, emails, and time-stamped messages that spoke for themselves. Truth, after all, has a way of quietly rising to the surface. Now, more than a year later, I've found peace. I sleep soundly, wake without dread, dive into my projects with renewed passion, take long weekend walks, and even picked up painting again. There's no tension, no doubt, no manipulative games. Only calm, uncluttered space. Sometimes in quiet moments, I wonder if she ever reflects on her words. The bold declaration, What gives it a right to dictate who I spend time with? Maybe it haunts her, or maybe it doesn't. I don't need to know. I don't seek closure because the moment she uttered those words, her priorities were laid bare, and I simply stepped out of her world. She wanted freedom. I gave it to her permanently.